Right, welcome back. We need to go see young Vlad, which we appear to be heading in the right direction for, so that works out quite nicely. I do think. I think and I believe and I know. Uh yeah, I think we're on track here. I think we're on track. It's 11 minutes past 9 in the morning. We've got hours and hours of day ahead of us. There's no chance we're even finishing day 2 today, I can tell you that much, but on the plus side, that means we've got plenty of time to do all of the available tasks granted unto us, which hopefully will mean some sort of reward, potentially, maybe, possibly, hopefully. You never know. This lad here might have tradables. He does, but I mean, I've got a lot of shit I can trade him, to be fair, but do I really need more Meridorm and Alpha tablets right now? Are those really high on my priority list? I might hold out and see if I can find another young virile boy to trade my absolute useless junk to. I mean, to be fair, I've not been trading with these girls, but I don't think... Yeah, they take bracelets and shit, which I've got no other use for, but I think these sell alright, so I don't know if they're better off just being transferred into money rather than buying bullets with them, considering I just don't really... I don't put a lot of faith in bullets. I'm not American enough for that, I think is the problem. Like, obviously a gun is an easy victory in this game, but bullets are so rare and so expensive that it feels better that I focus my attentions elsewhere.
Where
you
did
know?
those lazy bastards go?
Alright, you don't have to call people lazy bastards, there's no reason for that, young Vlad. I came at Lara Ravel's request. Yes, I remember the arrangement. Here's what I can personally donate. It's a pity that I can't extort a nicer sum from my father. Can he be convinced somehow? It's no use even trying. Really, why? He has his own opinion on the matter. I think he accepts that you might be right. He accepts it, but he won't admit it. See the difference? Obviously getting solid proof is disadvantageous to him for some reason, not to mention it would immensely cause him expenses. I can see the difference, but I don't understand the game he's playing. I'm not going to discuss that, I can only sympathise with you and advise you against disturbing my father with this question. I don't like this, but I will take your 4,000, that will do fucking nicely. I was expecting a lot less from this lad, honestly, so quite the nice haul. We only have to buy 2 loaves of bread, I believe, is all we needed, right? Hang on, that's not the right button. And it will never be the right button, no matter how many times I press it. I need 1 loaf of bread, in fact. A singular loaf of... Sorry, that barking sounded very close. I had a full-on panic moment where I thought I was being attacked by a wild dog for a second there. You know how it is. Sometimes you just don't realise you're being attacked by a wild dog until it's too late. Sometimes you get the wild dog, and sometimes the wild dog gets you. As the old saying goes. Hi, I'm Joe. I say stuff and don't really think about what any of it means. Ever. Words just sort of fall from my face occasionally. There's very little control over it. It's like a tick. Like a subconscious, innate primal reaction to existence. Where are we going to buy bread from? I think there's a food shop around here, right there. Yep, beautiful. So maybe if we're real lucky, maybe if we say our prayers and have faith, then the good Lord will smile upon us, and we can buy a loaf of bread from here. Yeah, loaf of bread. Thank you. Thank you very much. I feel like I should keep stocking up on food, because I know food can get even more expensive than this. It's expensive now, don't get me wrong. It's 1,650 for a loaf of bread. That's a lot of money, but I do believe it gets worse. I do believe it gets worse. So we could potentially be stocking up here, but I mean, prices fluctuate a bit in this game, right? They will be lower than this as well. So I don't think they'll ever be as low as they were on day 1. Don't get me wrong, but they will be lower than this. I have faith in that. So I will save what little excess money I have and try and spend it when it's most opportunistic to do so. Unless, of course, I have no say in the matter because I'm starving to death or bleeding out and have to buy medical supplies or food, in which case, then, you know, so be it. Better spend money than die, you know? And in a capitalist society, those are your only two options. How about we barter, my good friend? Well, I don't have enough to trade with you, and you don't have anything worth trading for, so aren't we a pair of fucking idiots? How about you? The young lad who looked like he was peeing on a fence a second ago. Do you have anything interesting? Nope, nothing whatsoever. Beautiful. Absolutely marvellous. Ignore women. Women only serve bullets. Wow, holy shit. Where's everyone's stuff gone? Why don't people have stuff anymore? Back in my day, back when I was a lad, people would have things. People would carry big armloads of bandages around with them, just to trade to me specifically. But now 'tis not the case, alas. Alas. Lara Ravel.
There are dark rings under your eyes.
Here's what you asked for. Is this what you've managed to buy? Fuck off, man. Fuck all off. I did exactly what I was told. I bought the things on the checklist. All I've managed to buy. Half of it was my own food that I stashed yesterday. You need to bring it over to the empty house in the flank. I showed you the way before, remember? My friends and an... What? My friends and an identant that had helped us with the shopping are waiting there already. Okay, I'll be back soon. This one. I don't remember you showing me the way there before, but I know where it is now. So that's... Stop crying. Stupid woman. Just because there's murders and plague and just generally a fucking depressing grey existence awaiting you in this world where the water's filled with blood and the plants choke you to death with their pollen, just because of that is no reason to be overly upset about things. Stop being so triggered. This is the reality of the woke left. God, I'm political today. Holy shit. Holy shit. I don't know what's wrong with me. Been spending too much time on Twitter, I think. Gotta rein that in, right? You can't say anything that could be possibly construed as political on the internet, or else people might disagree with you. And there's nothing worse than being disagreed with on the internet. It's the worst crime of all. That's Barter, lad. I see you have lots of... I mean, it seems unlikely... I think they can have lockpicks, is the only thing. I was about to say it seems unlikely I'm going to find one of these with anything more useful, but lockpicks potentially would be more useful than Meridorm. So yeah, I think we'll save our young boy tradables for now. Where's this house? Oh fuck, just walked past it. Just did that awkward thing where I walk in the opposite direction from someone and then realise I've gone the wrong way and turn around and they're like, what? Hey, what? I'm gonna save before I go in here because part of me is expecting to get murdered when I go in. Oh wow. Bit grim in here, innit? Everyone's dead here, see? No one knows why. Perhaps it's an echo of yesterday's vendetta. We're at a bit of a loss about this ourselves. What am I supposed to do with the provisions? The dead have no use for it. Give your offerings to Lara. Wasn't it she who asked you to bring food? She wanted to call her shelter the House of the Living, didn't she? Wait, is she supposed to refashion her own house into a Lazar house now? She won't need it anymore anyway. Lara only has a few days left. Do persuade her to make the most of them. Wait, what? Is she gonna die? How should we know? We're not the ones in charge here, and we only know one thing for certain. It won't take long. We have nothing to do with it. Who does then? That will become very obvious very soon. Hurry up, or Lara will die of starvation today. I'll find a way to get to you. Just wait. Oh, fuck, there's plague in here. Shit. Bail. Fucking bail. For a second, I considered exploring that house. You noticed I took maybe 2 steps past the plague man, and then saw that horrible cloud come flying around the corner. For the uninitiated, that is a cloud of plague, and if I touch it, my infection stat will go through the roof, and I will immediately start dying. So yeah, we avoid those. We avoid those, I think. I think we'll pass on looting the house of nasty, stanky men. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Like, they were saying that they didn't know how the people in there had died and it could be related to the murders or whatever. And I suppose it is related to the murders in a way, because the murders are apparently, or at least in Dankovsky's persuasion, they are related to the plague. So it all comes full circle. But yeah, it's pretty obvious that they that everyone in that house died of the plague. It's also pretty obvious that my exhaustion is creeping up, so I may have less time to do things than I thought.
100,000 for his inheritance. He refused.
What will become of us? Well, I've obtained the rations, but there are very odd orderlies standing by the house you directed me at. They're using theatrical masks and costumes as disease protection. Far as I understood, yes, I know the House of the Living will have to be relocated here. Remember that you're always welcome at the shelter. We'll preserve stock, distributing the food in small portions. We will make it. I hope it all ends soon. So, I will always be able to find room and board at your place? You will. Take this as a reward too. These are nuts. I've been given some today. It's great luck. They must have come from an old cache. Do you know how to use them? I do. Thank you, Lara. The answer is less obvious than you might think. What you do not do with nuts, ever, is eat them. Ever. Yeah, we can get away with a few hours sleep. That's fine. Yeah, nuts, useful trading currency for schmauders. In fact, with those extra nuts, I might be able to trade for another schmauder now. Speak of the devil. And this is the devil. Don't doubt it. Look at this possessed child. Fucking nothing. How about you? This is going to be a trade-heavy day, I think. Just going to keep stopping and talking to people. I don't have enough water for this guy, so that he's not useful. Next stop on the agenda, though, is Sticky. I really do hope we have enough time left to deal with everything. Everything we have to do today. I'm hoping we do. I really am hoping. I have faith to a degree, but it's entirely possible that I'm criminally wrong. I should eat something. Hang on. God, my rations are not going far, are they? Well, we'll eat all that meat, and suddenly I have fucking nothing left. Oh, imagine if I hadn't stocked up on day one. What the hell would I be doing now? Already on day two, I'd be fucked. Already. Immediately, I'd be fucked. This game is... it's a real piece of work. This really wasn't the route to take, was it? It's probably quicker to backtrack on myself rather than loop all the way around at this point. Probably. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was really impressed with myself for all the food I stockpiled on day one, but it turns out stockpiling food on day one is sort of what you have to do. It's not just like a sensible metagamey choice. It seems to be like the way to get through, you know, at least Lara's quest, for whatever that's worth. I mean, as I say, the nuts she gave me will be useful because they'll be tradable for a schmauder, but I don't know if just keeping the food would have been more beneficial, or just keeping the money. Just keeping the money and not spending it at all. Like, it was a lot of money. It was 7k in total, right? No more than that. Was it 2,000, 3,000, and 4,000? So 9k? Is that right? I don't know. I've forgotten already. It was a lot of money. Admittedly, a loaf of bread is 1.5k, so when you put it in that perspective, it's not that much, but it's more money than you usually easily come across in this game, let's put it that way. Okay, nearly at Sticky's. This house here, I think. The one on the end. Just loot his bins real quick. Beautiful. Another razor. More potential for water. Sticky, my boy. Sticky, my lad. I won't ask why you're called Sticky.
Have you seen a pale, glimmering man at night?
What? Want to see something fun? Sure. Look around. Some houses are always open for you. Others open for everyone only under special circumstances. If a person dies or when there's a wedding or something. Others still are only open to those who can find a creep hole in. I'm a bit too big for creep holes. Well, I collect places like that. I made a map a year ago. Now there are so many marks on it that there's no more room for houses. I hid in a house for about 2 hours once. The owners were there, but they didn't notice me. Interesting.
What?
What? Interesting? Why would you say that? I was really hoping he'd give me the map. I thought maybe there was going to be like secret entrances to some places that I wasn't aware of or something. Will you teach me how to tell a person's expected lifespan by their pupils? What? What are these answers? They say you've seen a silent house. I've seen it, alright. Shouldn't have done that. Hey, can you check me? You know, like the doctors do, just in case. Although, they say if you get sick, you can feel it straight away. It feels as if someone was pouring boiling tar straight into you. Yeah. No fever, you're fine. So have you sneaked into the infected houses? Which ones? One's really close by, just across the yard. That's one freaky place, alright. All hot and smeared with bloody fat. Ugh. They say bloody mould was crawling up the walls during the first outbreak too, like a scab. This is rubbish. A scab on stone walls? I know what I'm talking about. The thing's carrying the disease, that's why it's so creepy. What if it crawls further? And no one cares. The guys tried to tell them, if you see blood leaking from under a door, that's where a Shabnak, has had a feast. But no one believes them, guys. Is it better never? Is it better never than late? Or is it better never than late or something? Oh, he's saying better late. The opposite of better late than never. I understand. I understand. Sometimes the sentences in this take take me a moment to just process before I can understand what they're trying to get at with them. All right, I'll go check. I can't be bothered questioning this guy further, especially since I know houses do in fact get nasty and diseased. Where's he saying it is? Did he not mark it on my map? Who's saying it was across the street? Is there a house with like infection on it? Is it out the other side? I'm not. What does my quest say? Out to enter a silent house. Let me go have another word with the young boy. Maybe I didn't. I heard the scratchy noise of like my quest being updated, but it doesn't seem like anything really happened with that.
Something's on. I feel makes my hair stand on end.
I think I know what we need to be looking for. I've heard all this stuff from about a turnskin, a bloodsucker, a man-eater, about it being a man and about it being a woman. I've heard the tales of an invisible many-headed beast that can go through walls, but that's all hogwash. There was no killer and there is no killer, boy. There was only an accident. The killer is unusual, but it exists. We need to be looking for the carrier of the disease, right, master? Now I hear a man talking. Who is it? A man-like creature, skin so pale that it seems to be gleaming. It comes from under the ground sometimes, turns up somewhere around the rotten field between the cemetery and the abattoir. Have you seen it? Once, but not sure that was the not sure that was the thing though. We've tried to follow it a couple of times, but it always knows it's being followed. Anyway, it fits the description. A rather strange thingy. I can even imagine why folks say it has several heads. Why? Because it does? That was a stupid joke, boy. So was you.
Enough chin wagging.
I really could use a bit more information, a bit more of a lead on where I'm meant to be going for this quest. And where this infected house is. We'll just like look for an open door maybe? It's definitely not marked on the map. Interesting. And by interesting, I mean confusing and perplexing. But those two things basically mean the same when you're talking about Pathologic. He definitely said it was just across the street, so it can't be that far from his house. Realistically. That's not even a real door. That doesn't make real door noises. Neither's that one. That one is. This is getting me nowhere. Oh! Found it! Found the fucker. Oh, is it Isidore's house? I think it is, right? I believe it is. Well, ain't that convenient? The house where the man presumably died of the plague seems to be infected with the plague. What a fucking plot twist that is. See if we can get round to it. There's still guards outside you? Nope, there's no guards outside anymore. At long last we get to explore. Feel like I wasted a lot of time there, but fuck it, whatever, we'll commit. Wow, it's not. Not only is this a unique interior, which is really something, but it doesn't look like proper infected. It also has its own soundtrack. Oh, hello. Oh. What's going on in there? Who is it? Is that a person? Will you help me? I'm a doctor, let me examine you. So hot, it hurts. My head is about to burst. Blood is curdling in my veins. I'd scream, but I don't want the children to hear. There are no children here. I keep hearing children's voices. The girls are crying, the boy is laughing. We mustn't scare them. Don't tell them and don't let them in here. You're delirious, there's no one here. Don't come close, we are dying already. I told my sisters not to go outside, so they're shambling around the house. Who's shambling around the house and why? Just don't kill us. Don't kill them if they ask you for help. Their mind is clouded in pain, they can't even find each other. They're only praying. Don't come close to them and step away from me too. I'll be back. Take the key. You'll be able to open the door if we lose consciousness. Hold on. Wow. Oh. Oh. not sticking around, honestly. That was fucking terrifying, holy shit. Absolutely tanked my immunity from being near those nasty, nasty ladies. What's next on the agenda? What do we do? Sabarov, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see what he has to say on the matter. Like, genuinely, that was some scary shit. And they mentioned the sisters shambling around the house. I was wondering if we were actually going to run into them or not, but then they just sort of came at me. Wow. It's amazing how, like, tone and, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, the way the game imparts its story and sets up the events can have so much more of a sort of emotional visceral impact than just having a spooky face do a jump scare or whatever, you know. Like, obviously, shut up, I'm talking. Obviously, like, compared to your Outlasts or whatever, there's less immediate factor, but like,
they say hitting hard is a good enough start.
that was like that. Even though it was just normal character models walking towards me, it was genuinely spookier than a lot of stuff that actually happens in real horror games. It's crazy.
Without the mistresses, the ruler's struggle for power will turn into a military confrontation. But Katerina? No, wrong.
I'm listening, Bachelor. I found proof, Governor. Here's the key to a house where several people dying in agony are waiting for anyone willing to examine them. Will that be enough? I've already received a report of your spectacular success. News of your deed precedes you. Now I want you to personally convey your opinion on what happened to Kane and Oglimsky. Then we can consider your mission complete. Alright, fine, I'll do it. Whatever. Got nothing else to do today. Might as well. I could spit my dummy out and have a little bit of a tantrum about having to do more legwork in this game, but honestly, this is legwork the game. And, I've already slept today, I've already eaten, I've got nothing else to do with my time other than walk around, make trades, and loot bins, so, I mean, I might as well be heading towards a destination while I do those things. Right? Right. We may as well head down to the next bridge, actually. Puts us right on Oglimsky Street. Since streets don't have actual names, I'm going to call them whatever the hell I want, and that one's Oglimsky Street, because that's where the Oglimskys live. Plus, it encourages me to say the word Oglimsky more, so that I might actually be able to pronounce it without feeling the fear of God every time it has to be uttered from my lips. Without having that terrifying moment where, uh-oh, is this a word I can actually pronounce, or am I going to make a right royal fool of myself? I just got a letter. Eva's note. They told me what kind of a killer it was that you caught yesterday. No one believes you yet, but I will always believe anything you say. And since you may not possibly be wrong, we must escape. We must flee the town immediately, this very minute. Come back to Stillwater, please. I'm desperate to see you. Alright, Ava. Alright, I'll play ball. If there's an option to just peace out on day 2, I'll take it. Call that complete in the game. Do you have Schmauders for trade? No, of course you don't. Useless. Useless. Hey yo, lad. Hey yo. Hey yo. I'm shouting. I'm calling you. Pay attention when I'm trying to get your attention. Fucking useless. I'm actually kind of tempted to trade for alpha tablets because I just consumed all of mine. I know they're pretty cheap on the grand scheme of things. I was going to say on a grand scale, and that would have made sense, but I corrected myself anyway. I don't know. If I'm not stumbling over my words, am I even me?
What?
See what you've done, Doctor. You won't be able to leave this place now. The town is blocked off. I transferred my powers over to Sabarov. He didn't hesitate to express his gratitude by assigning me to the position of an intendant, now that I'm in charge of equipping and maintaining infirmaries. I'm sure the train is not the only line of communication with the rest of the world. It is. The station is cut off, but it will be reopened when a regular freight train arrives. It will definitely be, Doctor. That is when we'll discuss how to snatch ourselves a vehicle there. When is the train scheduled to arrive? Any day now. In fact, it was supposed to arrive some time ago. I'm surprised it hasn't. The government has yet to realise how dependent we are on their deliveries. Our survival is at risk here. Your survival is at risk for an entirely different reason. So if he already knows, why did I have to trek all the way over here? Just to have a chat to him? Just to have a little chin wag with the chubby fella? You know? Like, Saburov has clearly sent someone ahead. This is the deal's been struck. Everything's been established. I'm surplus to requirements here. He's just like, hey, Dankovsky, go talk with some people, I guess. Go have a chat. That's a way to spend your time, isn't it? I mean, as previously established, I have no better way to spend my time, but that's not the point. I was given a quest that is technically meaningless. I find that very rude. A very rude thing to do, Mr. Saburov. I think he just wanted me out of his hair, to be honest. He didn't like me standing in his house and talking about horror games. Thought it was a bit of a weird thing to do, so he just ushered me out the door. He did the right thing, honestly. Like, if you've got a video game nerd in your house who won't shut up about video games, then give them a quest and they'll probably leave. Place an exclamation mark on their mini-map and they'll be straight out of there. Following their little golden trail of shininess. Okay. Kane territory. What do you do? Hey you, what do you do? Nothing, okay, cool. Let's trade. I don't need... I'm probably going to regret not taking all the Meridorm when I had the chance, but I don't think I need Meridorm right now. I have... How much do I have? I don't know, it doesn't tell me. It's like 11 or something though. I've got a fuckload of it. Like... That doesn't seem like its highest priority, but it does seem like that's all the blonde boys are trading at the moment. Which is odd, because I'm sure you used to be able to get lockpicks from them. Maybe it varies from day to day, I don't know. I don't know which Kane I'm talking to here. I've gone for Georgie. It could be Victor just as easily, though.
I have a heartache.
I feel guilty for having misled you, dear Bachelor. Forgive this old man. I thought your ignorance of our local affairs would mystically skew the circumstances in your favour. Forgive me if I was wrong. There's no unexpected news to be heard, is there? No, the disease is spreading around the town already. It's necessary that we urgently appoint mid-level executives, get all the doctors and hospital attendants. Let Saburov take care of that. After all, he was the one to demand emergency powers from us, which were granted. I've already sent all of my men to assist him, as well as an appreciable amount of money to further his administrative activities. We don't have any doctors or hospital attendants. The only man that knows anything about medicine is currently examining my brother's body. It is strange there's been no news from him so far. We need to send someone after him. What about you? What are you going to do? We will fight until the very end. I will personally persecute those who would dare describe this disease as some kind of preordained divine retribution. I can attack anyone who would say Simon got what he deserved. Finally, I will not allow anyone to say that what Simon has built by ceaseless labour is subject to inevitable destruction. Is it really inevitable? So this omnipresent fatalism is in your nature too. Sooner or later, the one who dares challenge the mechanics of nature will pay the price, but this is not something we'd want to believe, is it? This is a conclusion drawn by people who tend to mistake their exhaustion for wisdom. However, even an echo would sometimes grow to become deafening noise. If people keep saying we're doomed, they might well bring about our extinction. So what now, Judge? We're not that different from each other, dear Bachelor. I'm grateful for everything you've done for us. I appreciate the risk you took to help us, and I'm much obliged for the disheartening conclusion you've reached. No matter what you're going to do, you can count on our full support. The reward we have promised you will be duly delivered. Victor will make all the necessary arrangements. Thank you, Judge. I must take my leave now. Do we need to go speak to Victor? Or is this like something that's not coming yet? I can go back to Alexander now. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell. It's a bit of a hike, isn't it? I can go back to Alexander now. It's technically possible for me to go back to Alexander now. Do you think I want to? Hey Victor, Georgie boy, he says you got a reward for me. Can I have it?
There's buzzing in my ears.
Can I help you? You wanted me to find the murderer for you? I have, but no one would listen to me. Yes, Georgie is beside himself. However, I don't have the power to defy his orders. He's the eldest in the family. I'm doing everything I can to make him face the terrible truth. Simon wasn't immortal, but that neither entitles nor compels us to despair. What can I do for you? Before you leave this place, please save as many people as you can. I'll reward you for every life you save. If only I could, I would get myself tools and medicine and walk around town curing the infected. Alright. Anyway, how does one leave this place? I'm not talking about myself, just asking about the available means. Olgimpsky owns the fleet of carriages and locomotives. Perhaps you'll be able to strike a deal with him. Moreover, a regular train with factory goods and provisions is due to arrive any day now. After unloading, it will head back immediately. Good luck. The train must be allowed in but cannot be allowed out. Don't worry, I won't leave your town until I make sure the disease has been contained. I'm a bold fella. I'm committing. I'm saving this town if it kills me, which it will, time and time again, inevitably, and painfully, in ways that you couldn't even imagine, here on the sunny shores, the sunlit uplands of day 2. Just think of how badly we'll all be suffering come day 11. It's only a matter of time. Ava, you wanted a chat about leaving town, which is going to be difficult because I just told Victor to not let us.
My is cracking, see?
Calm down, love. Is it true, the thing you found out? You don't have to comfort me, just tell me if it's true. Is there hope that you're wrong? I've learned a lot of things in the last couple of days that I would have never considered to be true before. The sand dirt, is it true? Has Simon died of the sand pest? My colleague Ruben suspects as much. Then we need to run away from here, Danielle, immediately. Even if we have to move exclusively by foot, we need to go now. We will die in the steppe, of course, but at least it won't be as excruciating. Fine, I'm sick of this place anyway. When's the train leaving? A freight train full of meat, leather and raw materials departs from the station every month. Women of the kin bid it farewell with sorrowful songs and mourning. That's the ritual. Curious. I'd like to have a look at it. Living people are forbidden to get on that train. The only person allowed to come aboard is the deaf and dumb Odong driver. Only he can guide the train through the steppe. I came here without any additional rituals and I'm planning to leave the place in the same fashion. We haven't touched the bull meat train. It's an entirely different thing. Can we bargain with the driver? No, he's deaf and dumb. Moreover, not quite a man. His position is sacred to him. There is a way out, though. I think I know of a man who could intimidate even a deaf and dumb Odong. Who is it? Andrei Stamatin, the architect. He is a very menacing and strong man. He treats me in a slightly condescending manner, but you can speak to him on my behalf and he won't refuse. And I think even Andrei doesn't want the rot of the sand plague. Fine, so the 3 of us are leaving. Alright. Well, we've got time. We can do this. It's only 17 minutes past 4 after all. And we were heading back over there to speak to Sabarov for the 900th time anyway, so why not? Why the fuck not? What's your deal again? What are you all about trading for? Bullets like everyone else who's useless? Okay. Yeah, we continue to only consider blonde boys and creepy fucking exorcist girls to be the ones worth our time. And drunkards, obviously. Always drunkards. I just don't think it's worth... Like... These are so cheap. Like, I bet even now, if I find a medicine shop, if I were to go in on the day of the inflated prices, alpha tablets wouldn't be that pricey. It'd be like 300 or something. Like, it's not economy ruining prices, you know what I mean? Hey, do you have a schmauder? You have a schmauder? You schmauder laden? No? Okay. Hey, do you have a lockpick? Do you have a lockpick? Are you lockpick laden? No. Oh look, it's Olgimpsky Street. Olgimpsky. I knew I'd fuck it up eventually. Olgimpsky Street. Is that what I called it? Olgimpsky Road. Olgimpsky Lane. Just want to prove my point about the alpha tablets. 220, yeah, like... In the grand scheme of things, they're not that bad. In fact, nothing is... Medicine isn't that bad, apparently. It is more expensive than it was on day one, but it seems like food has inflated a lot harder than medicine has. Interesting to note. I say I'm not bad on medicine at the moment though. I've been trading my arse off with the drunkards. I've got bandages coming out of my dick, which is a unfortunate medical condition. And then I've properly stocked up on Meridorm as well. The only thing I really need is alpha tablets, but as I say, I can buy them for the cheap prices, whenever I want. Realistically, if there comes a time when my immunity's tanked, then I'll just get the alpha tablets then. You know what I mean? You following me? Saburov. This isn't the Saburov house. This is okay. I thought he was like stalking Anna Angel for a second there. That's the vibe I was getting. There's just a bloke stood there staring in through her window, but apparently it was just a normal NPC that happened to get stuck there. To be fair, people do just tend to stop and stare at things when I walk past. This isn't the way in. This isn't the way in at all. Why you gotta make your house so difficult to get to? This isn't right either. This is the opposite of right. Alexander, my lad, my boy, my acquaintance. I hesitate to call you much more than that. Could you maybe not build a maze outside your front door? I think there could be easier ways. There could be easier ways into your house.
Mistresses, the ruler's struggle for power will turn into a military confrontation. But Katerina? No.
Keep talking. There we go. I have received express messages from Kane and Olgimpsky. No one will dare interfere with my choices now. We are declaring quarantine. We'll create an anti-epidemic operational headquarters. I plan to assign ourselves to be its supervisors. Myself, because it is my duty. You, because that would be fair. We must fight shoulder to shoulder. Do you agree? I need unrestricted authority, access to all districts, and a personal firearm. From now on, infected districts will be blocked off. No one will leave the town until the situation is resolved. You will be allowed access to any and all areas of town, of course. Neither Kane nor Olgimpsky will have any right to stop you. You will have to provide the population with clear instructions. Be careful about it. It's not my place to mentor you, though. Where's my firearm, bitch? How are you planning to block the districts off? I will recruit volunteers. We will pick trustworthy ones, people in good standing, family men with good reputations. I'll grant them the widest range of authority. That will only thwart any violence or looting. They will also stop any attempts to use arms. Ah, good. A police state. That's what we need. Tell them of my special status, Governor. I am important and everyone must know. Also, where and when will I be armed? Here, take good care of it. Firearms are rare in this town. If you need a gun, your best bet will be looking for it on the black market. Some townsfolk may keep makeshift, outdated or prohibited guns. I'm sure that those who do will want to use them sooner or later. This is how we'll find them. But I have almost none at hand. That's truly regrettable. Thank you for this anyway. Do what you think is apt. I ask only 2 things of you. First of all, take good care of yourself. Drink, eat, sleep, be careful. I'm afraid many will take advantage of the situation to either settle old accounts or fulfill their hidden agendas. Secondly, spare those lives that can be spared. I will act according to circumstances. That's all I can promise. Also, I now have 2 guns. That's what they call me. They call me Joey 2 Guns. King of owning 2 guns. I was right by Andre's place and I didn't go in. I know I was sort of beelining it for Alexander, but I feel like I could maybe have made a slight, like, 10 feet detour to swing by old Andre's house. Just maybe, yeah. Just perhaps. That's fine, though. It's fine, we'll go back there now. It's not a big deal. He says through clenched teeth. Andre. Why do you live in a basement? Ah. This is the pub. Hello. I like your trousers.
Why come here to gawk at me?
Wow, okay. Not really necessary to say that.
There's nothing to talk about.
I see the dust of my beloved capital on this man's feet. Ta-da! I bet you must have met me. It's the other way around though, isn't it? In any case, I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting you. I'm Andre. Andre, not Peter. Don't you dare call me that. I'm quite a quarreller, and I don't want to discredit my soulmate. Do you have a split personality disorder or something? Twins are the 2 sides of a single person. Each of them pulls in their own direction. Each sees their own side of things. I hope to see you 2 side by side someday.
Seems like Haruspex is planning to distill Twirin. Fast learner.
Sit. Take a load off your feet. Ava wants to flee the town before it's too late. She said only you can make that happen. Flee? Why in the world? Have yesterday's murders scared her so much? No one will dare lay a finger on her. A killer more dangerous than a steppe spirit is at large. There will be an epidemic, Andre. Reuben told me it's the so-called sand pest. Does it ring any bells? What? Is that what Reuben said? Bullshit. 5 years ago it spread like fire in dry forest. Barack managed to grab it by the tail back then. If it were the sand plague again, drama queens would have spread it all over the place yesterday. The town would have been crammed full of dead men by today. How has Isidore managed to do that? He acted very resolutely. Barack locked and boarded up every infected house. It was a miracle. The old man used to have a brilliant intuition. Why do you ask? Because the sand plague, or whatever it's called, has come to your town. So, you and Reuben do mean that? No, that's impossible. Had Simon died because of that, none of the Canes would still be alive by now. Reuben is mistaken. Ava thinks otherwise. Will you help her leave? On the other hand, Ava is somewhat right. Yeah, it's time to leave this place. Yesterday's orgy was disgusting. The fight for the throne is about to begin, and I don't want to see its consequences. We can't stay here any longer. Are you with us? So we're leaving. If my brother agrees, of course. I'm obviously not going anywhere without him. I'll speak to him. I'll speak to your brother. Okay. And I will do that I was going to say tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next time I play this game, I think. Just seeing what this guy's got for sale. Coffee has a strong effect on the heart and blood vessels, which in this environment is more hard. Decreases fatigue. Most interesting. If there's an option to getting rid of exhaustion... I'm sorry, I wasn't aware coffee existed. This is a new one on me. But if there's an option for getting rid of exhaustion without sleeping, that would be really useful, because time is always of the essence. Fuck it. I mean, I've got a little bit of money. Let's grab these and use them next time we need them. Why the fuck not? Anyway, I was wrapping up, in case you missed that. That was what my goal was to finish here and play again some other time. So we'll do that. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful couple of days between now and the next eventual Pathologic deposit that I place upon the YouTube page. And bye for now.